everyone, this is Cassie. Today is 67th day of my English diary. Thank you for watching my video. Today my topic is about why I don't feel ashamed that I came from the countryside. Maybe several years ago when I was a university student, at that time, I just don't want others to know that I came from the countryside, and I just felt not so confident. And maybe the majority of people, when we mention about the countryside, we will think about the dirty environment, the people don't get very good education and a lot of very bad habits for the people who came from the countryside. So this is the reason why I just don't want others to know that I came from the countryside. But especially, I can tell you a story, especially experience that makes me feel that I feel so ashamed that I came from the countryside, because when I was in the university, I had a boyfriend then, and he came from the city, and his parents, who is working at the government department, and had a very good position, and his parents have a very good status in the society. So when I went to his family, and I just feel that maybe they have some thinking about me, maybe, and I think the reason is that I came from the countryside, and so this experience makes me feel not so confident. But since I graduated from the university and I worked in Beijing for several years, and I found I felt so lucky that I came from countryside, and I can tell you the reason why. Actually, I found the life in the big city is not very funny. Actually, I like the life in the countryside. I can see the mountain, the tree, the flowers, the vegetables everywhere. And the life in the countryside is very slow. So the people who live in the countryside don't have so much pressure, and the daily cost is not very much, and we can plant some vegetables for ourselves, and we don't need too much money to live in the countryside. And this is the first reason for the pressure. And a second reason is that the life in the city, especially in the big city, is quite boring. Our daily life is just a routine. We get to work, we take on the bus and take the subway, and this is not something very interesting. But if you live in the countryside, you will meet different kind of things, and I think there's another reason is that the relationship. Yeah, when we live in the big city, because we just live very far from each other for our friends, right? So we just don't have too much time to see our friends, and the people in the big city just don't have too much relationship. Yeah, most of them just live at home and enjoy their own time in the weekend, and they don't like to communicate with each other. But if you live in the countryside, you will have a lot of time to see your friends, your relatives, and the people in the countryside just have a very good relationship with each other. So I think the people in the countryside is just like very warmly. Yeah. So I think this is another reason for me to like live in the countryside. Yeah, so and this is the reason why I just don't feel ashamed that I came from the countryside, and actually I felt that I'm very lucky. Yeah, because I spent my childhood in the countryside, and I see many things that the city children can't see. For example, the fish. And yeah, when I was a little child, I always go to the river to catch the fish with my brother, and I think this is very strange. This is very amazing for the children who live in the city, and the children who live in the city don't have too much chance to get close to the nature. Yeah, so I feel very lucky. I have a very happy childhood in the countryside when I was a little child. Yeah, so and I know when I grow up I will have a lot of time to live in the city, but I don't have many chance to live to the countryside again. Yeah, I know that only if I just retired from my work, maybe I will have the time to live in the countryside again, but it will be many years later. Yeah, so I feel just very lucky, and I just can see the difference between the countryside and the city, and the disadvantage and advantage in different places, right? So it will enrich my life, I think. So today this is all of my video. I just want to tell you that why I just don't feel ashamed that I came from the countryside. Actually, I felt very lucky. So goodbye. If you like me, please give me 一键三连. Thank you. Bye bye.